Good morning. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Please share my channel with anyone you think can use this information. If you like my content, please let me know. If you disagree, please let me know in the comments as well. I love hearing from you. And with that, I'm gonna just get started. I'm running a little behind today. I've just been still recovering from the sickness that I had. I'm not sick, but I'm just tired. So I slept a lot last night and I'm getting better. But I wanted to touch a little bit on yesterday. Yesterday's video, I had shared with you what being sick and being that sick, I was really sick, and what that did to my mentality and my way of thinking. It really threatened to bring me down. And I didn't let it, just like I said in my video yesterday, I didn't let it bring me down. I went into the office. I knew it was going to be a good day. It always is. I expected a good day, and it was. And as always, everyone in the office is wonderful. My day went well. I didn't suffer. I was able to eat some soup, or drink some soup, I should say, some broth. And yeah, things went fine. So tonight I did what I said I was going to do, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about is doing what we say we're going to do. I think that when there are a lot of things that we don't have control of, but there are things that we do have control of. And what we have control over is us. I have control over my actions and what I choose to do. I don't have control over anyone else. I don't have control over circumstances. I don't have control over whether I get sick or not, or what happens in this world. I don't have control. But I can control how I respond to it. I can control what I feed myself. And what I wanted to talk about is when I said that I was going to basically put a positive spin on everything just to get out of that mindset. I was feeling really down. I did. That's exactly what I did. I put a positive spin on it. And I just decided that I'm going to find the joy in everything. I'm going to find the joy in life. I'm going to find the joy with each customer that I talk to. I'm going to find the joy with every moment of the day. And I'm just going to be grateful. And that's what I did. And I have to say, and I don't like to say it worked, because I'm not thinking like it's some magical formula that either works or doesn't work. But let me just say that it served me well, because I did have a good day. When I said I was going to have a good day, I did. And now that's very simplistic, and it's not always going to happen for everyone just exactly that way. I mean, somebody can sit there and wish that they're going to have a good day and have a bad day. It can happen. But I think that it's really important that I just stay in the mindset of all good things. All good things. I'm supported. We're all supported. We're supported by each other. We're supported by the all, the I am, the one. And I also did something else I said I was going to do, and this was really beneficial. I wanted to share this with you. I stopped filling myself with a bunch of negative stuff. I didn't go on social media and look at everybody's rude comments. I didn't go on any kind of platform on my computer, on my phone, and read anything that was negative. And I'm not saying that I have to spend my entire life burying my head in the sand and never saying a negative thing, because that's really not possible. But for now, when I'm feeling down, that is not the time to fill myself with a bunch of negative comments and a bunch of negative, angry people and all of their rude comments. I don't want to see that when I'm feeling down. If I'm feeling strong and I'm feeling up and I'm feeling good and filled with joy and I'm feeling that strength and that power, then I can reach out into the negative world maybe and be a help to someone, or maybe I can reach out and pray for someone, or I'll have the ability at that point to be a solid ground where there may not be solid ground. But when I'm not the solid ground, that's not the time for me to be bringing in more negativity. So that was a lesson learned for sure. So one of the things that I wanted to share, that I watched a video last night, and this is the one that I chose to watch because the title on the video caught my attention. The video wasn't really about what the title said. Of course, they call it clickbait. It wasn't a clickbait video. It was just the titles have to be catchy, and the title had to do with something metaphysical. And I clicked on it expecting to hear somebody's perspective about the metaphysical, but it did talk about the spiritual realm. It talked about the all. It talked about, God and the one and those things. And, you could call that metaphysical. But the whole video, I'm really glad I clicked on it because it was this girl. I need to be able to present her name. I can't remember her name. She has a YouTube channel where she does coaching of some sort. But she shared something that I feel is a correction for me. I could feel when she said it, I thought, oh, I do that. And maybe I shouldn't be doing that. It felt like a correction, and I like correction. I like having my direction turned to calibrate. When we are wanting to be aligned with God, the all, the one, the whole, and she called it life with a capital L. I really love that. Instead of saying all those words, God, the I am, the all, the one, the many, the universe, because people call God so many different things. And I think it's important that people are allowed to call God so many different things. The Bible calls the being that we all are, all of creation, God. But that doesn't mean we have to demand that everybody calls that creation of life the same thing. And I like that she called it life with a capital L. I really love that. I might adopt it. Because that just allows us to say one word and then you know what I mean. And you don't have to go through all the different variations. But she said that, that life with the capital L is there to support us. And that life with a capital L, I call God, is all of us. We're all one. We're all together. It's all collective. And she was talking about people saying that they're manifesting things. And this is what I think I've been kind of talking about to you and maybe doing wrong. You can let me know in the comments what you think about this. But she said that manifesting is not wishing and thinking, setting intentions and putting your thoughts on, oh, this is what I want, and then having that expectation and knowing that oh, it's for me and it's coming. And because what you're doing when you're doing that is you're in a mindset of chasing. If you're trying to do something, to bring something about, if you're saying, I want money, and I can envision myself having money, I envision myself a billionaire, I'm envisioning myself, traveling the world, and I envision this and I envision that, people wonder, why didn't it happen? Because as you're envisioning those things that you want, and Abraham Hicks says the same thing, I want lots and lots and lots and lots of money. I want money to just fall out of the sky, as my video had the other day, it just falls out of the sky. But this is a good example. If you want what you're doing, and you're envisioning, and you're getting in that feeling, and you're sensing it, and you're pretending that you are that, and every day of your life you're saying these mantras, and you're manifesting, and if you're doing those things, what you're doing is you're performing an action that is trying to bring about an outcome. And her video was about how we need to be careful that we're not trying to bring about an outcome. Now, we can be specific in what we want, but it's when we try to bring about an outcome that we start to get off course, because that word trying means that you're going for it, you want it, you're reaching for it. And when we do that, we tend to drive that thing away, because what it's doing is it's telling our subconscious and our superconscious, way down in there in our processing center, is saying, oh, you lack this. And the metaphysical world, the quantum world, the scientific world, the spiritual world, however you want to say it, it's all pretty much the same thing. I mean, for as much as we know about science, everything that Jesus taught in all my other videos, You can go back and watch some of them about how I put together the things that Jesus taught with some of these quantum theories. But everything supports what you want way deep down inside. You have a processing system that's your superconscious. You have your conscious, your subconscious, and then a superconscious that's always just there, understanding and knowing what you want and what you need. And when you give it the messages that I want this and I want that, what you're telling it is, I don't have this now. You're saying, I don't have this. And if you start to create a mentality where, oh, I'm going to imagine myself having it, it's like you're trying to trick that system into believing you have it when you know darn well you don't. So the mentality of knowing darn well you don't can be a subconscious thing. We might think that we are behaving as if we're already rich, but somehow, somewhere in the depths of who we are, we know that we're not. And it's in those depths where things are brought about and things are created and things open up to give. God, life with a capital L, and I don't mean to do the loser sign, but life with a capital L, God, the all. We're all one, and we're all a force. And that force of thought consciousness is always there to support us. The Bible says that we are supported. The Bible tells us that we are supported as long as we're aligned. As long as we're aligned with God's will. And what is God's will? That we have abundance. It's God's will that we live in abundance and joy. That's God's will. I used to think I had to be aligned in God's will and want to give to everybody, give to people, give because God is a giver. God wants me to be kind and giving and constantly give. Well, I gave so much away until I realized that the purpose in life and the God's will is not just to give, especially when you don't have. His will is that we will all be abundant, that we will all be abundant. And it's not a selfish thing. God doesn't just want me to be abundant and living in joy. He wants everyone to be abundant and living in joy. He wants me to have so much overflowing that I have enough to give. And that's when I give. When I give is when I have enough to give, when I'm overflowing. And when you see a lot of these YouTubers that are sharing their messages on their channels, it's because they found it. They found it and they're overflowing. And so they have enough to give. So the purpose in life is to be abundant, to live in joy, and to share that with everyone, to want that for everyone, and to share what we have with everyone. And sharing what we have doesn't have to mean giving away all our food or giving away all our money. Sharing what we have can be giving away our heart, giving them our, experience. In the program of AA and the 12 steps, they call it sharing your experience, strength, and hope. And I think that's a good motto for any kind of spiritual awareness. When you become aware and enlightened and you become someone who knows how the game of life is played, share it. Share your experience, strength, and hope. Share what you know. Share what you've learned. And that's one of the greatest gifts we have to give away is what we know, our hope. The Bible says to share your hope with people. Give them hope. And so one of the things that she was talking about was just that, was not chasing. So if you're not chasing and you're not saying, I want, what is the right way to go about it? And I loved what she said about this too. She had so many good things to say. And this is what I mean about sharing. This girl found the zone. She's living in the zone. She's prospering in the zone. She's abundant. And she's sharing these things with us. This is how we all are connected. This is how life works. This is how we all work together. We're together as one, and we share with each other. So she shared this with everyone on her YouTube channel. What is the right way to go about it? Well, the right way to go about it is to surrender. Surrender. Just relax into life. Don't take life so seriously. Surrender into life and enjoy the moment that you're in. And that's what I was doing in the very beginning of this whole process, way back in March. That was the very first thing that I started to do, was surrender. I just surrendered. I surrendered and said, well, it's going to be what it's going to be. And this is what I'm going to try. I did it like a child. I applied for this job like a child. Oh, what do I want to do? What would make me love my life? What's fun? I got on Indeed and I started looking up things that I thought would be fun. Like a child. I was like, okay, well, all right, life. This is what I want to do. This will be fun. So when we look at life, the Bible tells us to look at life through childlike eyes. Be childlike. Look at everything like, wow. And I know I've done videos like this before. Like, just look around and be right where you are. Be so filled with joy right where you are. Just be a being that is filled with joy no matter what. Be filled with joy no matter what. Joy and gratitude are key. Now, she didn't mention gratitude, but she did mention surrender. And I believe that when we have joy and gratitude, we're surrendering to everything that's going on around us. We're not ignoring what's going on around us. We can take those things and use them as tools to learn and grow and change and modify and go on maybe a different direction. That's what those things are for. Or to have empathy for other people. When something bad happens in someone's life, a lot of times it grows empathy. I know when I got chronic pain, I never knew what chronic pain felt like before. Now I do. Now I have a lot of empathy for people with chronic pain. So take everything in life as if it's serving you well and live in the joy and the abundance of that every moment of your life. And once you start living in the joy and the abundance, this is the last thing that I wanted to share that she said, and it's really, really true, because this has happened for me in my life so many times. When I look back on my life, whenever things come together for us on our behalf, it's effortless. We don't have to grit our teeth and grind down and do a bunch of meditations and mantras and make sure that we listen to a certain thing every night and make sure we do a certain thing every day and do rituals and put ourselves in this place and have mindset. We don't have to do all that. We just have to be. When you're living in joy and abundance and gratitude, just be that. And then everything that comes to your childlike mind that makes you smile and says, oh, wow, that sounds like a lot of fun, those things will start to flow. You don't have to strive for it. You don't have to push for it, because the more you push, the more it runs away. So I think that's very important. She said that she doesn't like the words manifest and she doesn't like the word I. We don't manifest it. We just have joy and enjoy life and enjoy life abundantly. Just walk in that joy, walk in it. And whenever something happens on our behalf, she reminded us not to say, I did that, because that's ego. That's separating us from the all. We want to be part of life, part of the all, part of God. And when we say, I did that, we separate ourselves. No, we did that. We did that. The all did that. God did that. That's why people say, give God the praise. Don't give yourself the praise. Give God the praise. Don't worship a man or somebody else. Don't say he did that for me or I did that for myself, because then we separate ourselves from that collective. And it is that collective alone that brings us that abundance. We don't want to be separated from that. So when we give the collective the credit, wow, look what God did for me. Look what the all did for me. Look what life did for me. When we give that all the credit, then we're attached, then we're bound with that, then we're one with that. And we want to keep ourselves in that oneness always. So anyway, I just thought all that was interesting. I wanted to share it with you. As I learn new things, I share them. But I'm going to get into the office now. I'm having a much better day. I'm feeling, as you can tell, I'm back to myself again. So it's going to be a good day. But I hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you next time.